Top four from the North. And here's Christian Yelich. Was the victim of a 5-3 putout his last time up. Another Californian. There's a lot of Californians, Southerners, and people from Cuba, the Dominican Republic in this game today. Yelich, a Californian from Thousand Oaks, just outside of the San Fernando Valley there. So a lot of these guys from the same place. Possibly played each other in high school. Definitely a possibility. Again, Yelich looking for his first hit in a while. Went 0 for 4 at Kansas City, and he's 0 for 1 this evening. He'll take the two-seamer. 1-2 count here. Correa has recovered beautifully from giving up a leadoff home run. Just 2 hits so far. The 1-2. Fouled off. Christian Yelich, a homegrown talent, drafted in the first round by Florida in 2010. Just made his debut in July, and he may have just made a name for himself here. Not quite. The out made at the warning track by Cleat Thomas. And so still hitless. The search will continue. And that's out number 1. And so look at the tops pitch speed comparison. Correa throwing a lot of breaking balls and off-speed pitches, so his highest there, 92 miles per hour, while Fernandez has just been firing off fastballs, his highest 97. Here's Giancarlo Stanton. He struck out his last time up. He's looking to send something somewhere. Leading the team in home runs with 13. And keep in mind, that's only in 75 games. If he was just a little bit more healthy, who knows how many he would have reeled off already. He'll take a slider here for ball 1. Not a lot of power on this Marlins team. They are last in baseball in home runs. The lone double-digit home run hitter, you are looking at him. And he takes the slider low and inside. 2-1 count, Stanton. Giancarlo, the artist formerly known as Mike, he changed his name heading into the 2012 season. His nickname, of course, was Mike, and he was playing under that for a while there, but he decided to stick with his given name, Giancarlo. Swing and a miss, another slider. 2-2 count. Smacks this one. Fielded by Florman, the out at first. And that's the second out of the inning. And so Stanton, who went 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts against Kansas City at Kauffman, is now 0 for 2. And here's Logan Morrison also looking for his first hit. Hits this one. This one will be fielded. And the out made it first. And so another 1-2-3 inning. And it remains 1-1. We'll see if the Twins can break this tie. Morneau, Willingham, and Arcia all due up. The British Columbian from Metro Vancouver, Justin Morneau. I was talking earlier about Joe Mauer being a face of the franchise, but Morneau, pretty much the second face you see on the Mount Rushmore of Twins in the 2000s and 2010s. Getting up there in age, 32 years old, still having a pretty good season though. .263 batting average, .422 slugging percentage with 14 homers to his name. He'll take a curve there, and he's already in the hole 0-2. Another curve, this time a bit too low there. 1-2. Bottom fourth here for Minneapolis. 1-all after 2 home runs, one by each side in their frame of the first. And since then, both pitchers, Kevin Correa for the Twins and Jose Fernandez for the Marlins, have settled down immensely, only giving up 1 hit each since. Ooh, and this slider way inside. Morneau had to back off on that one. Count full here for Morneau. And he'll foul this one back. And so he stays alive at the plate. Count still full. And he'll hit this one. Rounded up by Lucas, and the out made it first. And so it'll be a 5-3 put out to lead off the bottom of the fourth. And here is Josh Willingham, the only non-home run hit for the Twins so far. Willingham able to draw a walk yesterday against the White Sox. 1 for 3 with an RBI. Willingham also a victim of the injury bug at a point or another so far this season. This is his 79th game. Ooh, and he swings and misses on the curve. Working that curveball there in the upper 70s. 215 on the season from Josh Willingham for reasons such as this, where he will swing away, and he gets the green light to do so because when he does make contact, it goes very far. But not this time, as he will strike out, and that will be Jose Fernandez's 3rd strikeout of the game. All of them swinging as he has the Twins believing that when the ball comes towards them, they can get a piece of it. But Fernandez knows how to put heat on the ball. And on 3 occasions, it has sent the Twins sulking back to their bench. And so now here's Oswaldo Arcia, who himself was the first strikeout victim of the game against Fernandez, looking to not make the same mistake twice. Takes the 0-1, a fastball low and in the low 90s. The 1-1. Hits this one right back to the pitcher. And a 1-3 put out to close the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the third consecutive inning. And so we head into the top of the 5th. Greg Dobbs struck out his last time up, and he's looking to get something going here for the Marlins in the top of the 5th. First pitch he sees is a changeup low. Marlins coming out here with their alternate orange, usually designated as their home alternates. But of course, I guess they wanted something flashy out here on the road. 1-0. Taken for a strike. Oddly enough, that orange, technically, according to color company Pantone, not actually orange, but more of a reddish orange, or according to their color system, a warm red. But to the average viewer at home, it's basically orange. 2-1 count. That ball was too low there. Of course, the new look, a part of a new branding campaign once the team moved from Miami Gardens and Sun Life Stadium downtown to Marlins Park. Dobbs able to reel one off in the right field, and he's on for a single. Third hit of the game given up by Kevin Correa. And so we lead off the top of the fifth with a single. And here's Ed Lucas, who popped up in the second inning to the second baseman. He'll look to get something moving here for the Marlins. First pitch to Lucas, too low, 1-0 count. One on, none out. Low pitch leads to a pitch out, but nobody's moving out there on the base paths. And so now it's 2-0. And now it's a 3-0 count from Correa to Lucas. Ed Lucas, in his first year in the majors, 31 years old though. A career minor leaguer. 10 years on the farm. And he'll take the first strike of this at bat. Correa is straight away from that fastball there. Using a lot of sliders, and it's been effective, no doubt about it. But decides that he needs to dig out of the hole with the fastball. So now 3-1 to Ed Lucas. And this one popped up in the air. Under it is Solano, under it is Dozier. And so that will be the first out of the at-bat. It was looking bad there for a moment there for Correa, but Kevin able to get Lucas to pop out there, and so that'll be out number 1. Jake Marisnick now back up to bat. That pop-up is the second P4 by Ed Lucas in this game, by the way. Last time Marisnick was up, he was out on a 5-3 putout, so maybe history will repeat itself once again. Man on first with 1 out, 1-0 count to Marisnick. Fastball inside. And so a rough start to this inning here. Even though Correa was able to get the out there, he has not had the best control on these pitches here in the top of the fifth. And once again, ball 3. And we're back at a 3-0 count. That's where we were with Lucas. And Solano, who I mistakenly identified as getting that last out there, is on deck. Perhaps I felt his presence was possibly the reason for that mistake. 3-0 count here to Jake Marisnick. And once again, a fastball will keep this at-bat alive, 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Good hit there by Marisnick, and it is rolling out into the warning track. And so here's extra bases here. Dobbs is going to come home, and the throw will not be in time. 2-1 Marlins. Greg Dobbs working his way all the way around from first base, as Marisnick was able to place this one just right into left field and rolls up against the power alley wall, which is about 370, 380 at that particular spot. And that's an RBI for Jake Marisnick. And it puts Donovan Solano in a much better position. RBI double for Marisnick. And the first pitch to Solano, a changeup, ball one. Yep, Correa really having trouble here with this control in the top of the fifth. He's been trying to work these corners outside, and they've been fringing a bit too far, and then anything he puts in his zone has that happen to it. Marisnick will work his way in, play at the plate, and it's not in time. 3-1 Marlins. And there's an RBI single by Solano. And so now here's the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Grounded into a double play his last time up. Swing and a miss on the curve. And if I'm not mistaken, that's essentially the first time the Correa's pulled that out of the bag. And at this point, he really does need to pull out all the stops. So good on his part. Pickoff attempt here at first. And that'll keep Solano honest. Solano not above stealing that base. Mathis gets a piece of it. And so that fouls off. And it's 0-2. Mathis trying to protect the plate while at the same time finding something good to hit. And he won't find it as he strikes out on the slider. Third strikeout for Kevin Correa, and the first one looking. And so we restart the lineup here in the top of the fifth. Adeiny Hechavarria. Home run and a flyout. First pitch, a curveball. Pretty much right down the middle there, 0-1. And so when it comes to distance, Adeiny does not have to worry about that as he's able to send it. It's just a matter of how far it'll go and if an outfielder will get under it. We'll see what Correa does in terms of strategy here. Yep, he'll send the curveball low there. And it's out of the zone, so he gets Hechavarria chasing. But you would think that at least the majority of these pitches in this at-bat would at least be low to keep Hechavarria from sending anything out into the outfield. And there goes the steal, but it's a hit and run there. So Solano gets to second, but the out is made at first, and that will do it. However, 2 runs get on the board there for the Marlins, and so the Twins will have to make the comeback effort. Herman, Plouffe, Thomas all due up next. Halfway home here for Minneapolis. 3-1 in favor of the Marlins. And here's Chris Herman, the designated hitter. He'll take a fastball low and outside. Two-0 count here to Herman. Herman from Tomball, Texas. Same birthplace as the NBA's Jimmy Butler, who's a guard for the Chicago Bulls. So same neck of the woods there. Some good athletic talent coming out of that town. Herman, a hurricane. playing for Miami, Florida by way of Alvin Community College. 3-0 count to him. And the fastball will make it 3-1. Another homegrown talent for the Twins, as he was drafted in 2009, debuted at the end of the 2012 season in September. And that changeup, low, but called a strike anyways. So very interesting call there. Full count here now for Chris Herman. Check swing, and they're going to call that a strikeout. And they'll say he went around. That will be Fernandez's 4th on the evening. And so out on the check swing, and we'll take a look at it again here. Oh, yeah, he definitely went around. And so 1 out, and that will leave room here for third baseman Trevor Plouffe. Plouffe hit a home run yesterday against the White Sox, 12 on the year. Probably going to need a little more of that if they're going to get the win, as they're currently behind 3-1. Things got off to an interesting start as Adeiny Hechavarria led off with a home run on the first pitch. And it's a strike right here. Twins retaliated with the Joe Mauer home run in the bottom of the first. And then all was quiet on the northern front in the second, third, and fourth until the Marlins broke it open there in the last half inning, plating 2 runs on 3 hits. Plouffe gets a piece of this one, and they're going to call it foul. And so he'll have to come right back and do it all over again. 1-2 count. 47 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. So Fernandez has been making slight work of the Twins here, as he's only given up 1 earned run. Two count here for Plouffe. Drafted by the Twins in 2004, but made his debut in his 6th season in organized baseball. He'll foul this one up, and the out is made by Lucas in foul territory. I'm not sure how you at home score that, but I put that down as a FO5, and that's out number 2. Here's Cleet Thomas. Speaking of flyouts, he flew out to Kristen Yelich his last time up, which was in the 2nd. Cleet Thomas, definitely a guy you look to for contact more so than power. All the power is pretty much in the first half of the lineup, from Dozier on down to Arcia. And then, of course, Plouffe, who just fouled out. 1-1 count here to the Auburn Tiger. Gets a piece of this one, and this will land softly in right center. Will there be extra bases? There will be. Thomas turns the corner, and he will come into second base standing up. A double. And only the 3rd hit given up by Jose Fernandez. But will it be a harbinger of things to come for the Twins, as they are currently down 2? And so now here is Pedro Florman. Grounded out his last time up, and it didn't take many pitches to do it. Pedro Florman starting shortstop. Claimed off waivers back in the 2011-2012 offseason. Pretty much stepped up into this role after the experiment with Japanese shortstop Tsuyoshi Nishioka did not work out. Nishioka voluntarily giving up the money on his contract to go back to Japan. He was a bit of a a favorite of mine. So unfortunate that he couldn't make it work out here in America, and particularly here in Minnesota. But all the same, it's now Floormont's spot. He's had an interesting year, 96 games, 216 average, 7 home runs. So you can do a little bit of everything when it comes to the bat, but he'll swing and miss on this fastball. 1-2 count. Man on second, that's Cleet Thomas, and 2 outs. So will this be the end of an inning or the beginning of a rally? The 1-2. Swing and a miss on the pitch inside. Jammed him good. And he keeps Fernandez keeps the Twins from getting anything going. Man stranded, 3-1 heading into the top of the 6th. Welcome back to Minneapolis, top of the 6th here from Target Field. Here on the Coliseum Sports Network, it's the Marlins leading the Twins 3-1. I'm Raymond Sims. Glad to have you along with us. Kevin Correa carried the Twins for 5 innings, but he can go no longer. Caleb Thielbar will come into the game. And the first pitch that he throws, a ball. Caleb Thielbar, a homegrown kid. More on him after this pitch. A changeup for a strike, 1-1 count. Thielbar, homegrown, from suburban Northfield. Went to college at South Dakota State, but it was not the Twins that snatched him up back in 2009 in the 18th round. It was the Brewers. Thielbar had to sign as a free agent back in August of 2011. Yelich fouls this one back. 1-2 count. Thielbar made an appearance in last night's game against the White Sox here at Target Field, but it was in a situational role. He basically came in as a loogie. For those that get the jargon, basically a lefty who comes in for the sake of getting one guy out. And he did that, and then he was able to take his seat. And so now he's called into a much more pressing role as a middle reliever. Has a .87 ERA in 31 innings pitched and 28 strikeouts. So we'll see if he'll be able to carry the load here. 2-2 count to Yelich. Grounded by Morneau, and the play made it first by Thielbar. And so off to a good start is Caleb Thielbar. Out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. And so now here is Giancarlo Stanton. You hear the boos there, mainly because he's the leader of this team, but nothing statistically to warrant them. He's 0 for 2. Swings on the first pitches he sees, and it's a foul. We'll see how many innings Thielbar goes. He usually goes only 1, if that. Stanton able to pop this one up, and they can't get under it in time, and so Stanton slides into second, and it's a double with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. We'll take a look at it on replay here. Stanton able to turn on that one, and the ball itself basically just found a spot that Cleet Thomas and Oswaldo Arcia, 2 pretty good fielders, could not reach. And so Logan Morrison will try to make something of it, try to put some more runs on the board here for the Marlins, with Stanton awaiting on second in scoring position. Mauer, who's very good at calling the game, definitely a veteran. Talking with Theobar there, the young man. 26 years old. 4 years the younger to Joe Mauer. But Mauer's been in this league a very long time. Morrison able to foul that one back. And so now a 1-1 count here. Man in scoring position. And so now a 2-1 count here. Marlins looking for insurance. And the Twins looking for relief. And there's a strike right there, 2-2. Theobar just trying to get another out. If he's lucky, he can ground him into a double play. And nope, that won't happen as that one grounds straight into center field. Stanton will advance to third, and Morrison will get on with a single. And so we'll look at it again here on show motion. And that is basically just a special delivery right there. Directly in the zone. Don't need G-Dep to tell you how special of a delivery that was. And so here's Greg Dobbs, who was able to reach with a single his last time up. He may be under this one. This one's carrying, but Thomas able to make the out. Stanton tags at third, and he's able to stroll on in. And it's now 4-1 in favor of the Marlins. So a sac fly by Greg Dobbs. And here's Ed Lucas, seeing if he can add to the cause here. Curveball inside, so that's ball one. 1-1 count here. Ed Lucas, born in Grand Rapids, went to high school in Port Orange, toiled in the minors for 10 years, and now he's just looking for a hit. He went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts at Kansas City, so even though he's 31, he's still got a lot to get used to here in the majors. Hits this one right to Dozier, and the out is made at first, and that'll end the inning. And so he'll remain hitless, but the Marlins able to get an insurance run on the board. 4-1 here as we head into the bottom of the 6th. And so here is Brian Dozier, who just made that putout. And he's going to look to get something going here for the Twins. Time running out here in the bottom of the 6th. Have 4 more innings to go. With the 6th here with no outs. This is the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. The memo coming out of the dugout might be to swing away. And we'll see if Fernandez can take notice. Four-seamer too low for the umpire's liking. 1-2 count. 4 strikeouts and 3 hits and only 1 earned run for Jose Fernandez. Dozier getting a piece of that one, but it's foul, so we'll have to come back. This one popped up. This one will be fair as Morrison's easily able to get that one out. Infield fly for out number 1. 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. Yeah, that sounds like a good day for the Cuban. And so we'll see if he can continue that good day against Joe Mauer, who is really the only person to get a run off of him. Here's a replay of it. Mauer sending this one yard as it lands right on top of the outfield wall. Good enough for a home run in this park. And the first pitch to Mauer is inside and a wild pitch. And for Twins fans, I'm sure it's a shame that Dozier wasn't there to take advantage of that. But Mauer able to send this one fair into right field. And so there's a single. And so really the only person to figure out Jose Fernandez, the veteran all-star, Joe Mauer. Go figure. And so with 1 on and 1 out, here's Justin Morneau. He's grounded out twice. Once to Jose himself, and then the other time to Ed Lucas, who had to make the play from third. Fernandez most assuredly looking for the double play here. Yep, there's the curved low. 1-1 count. One just outside. That one could have went either way there. That was pretty much painting the black completely. 2-1 count. Pickoff attempt at first. Nothing doing. Mauer. Maybe not the first person you think about when stealing bases, but the Twins are really trying to get something going here, so it wouldn't have been a surprise if Mauer was sent to steal second. This has been an interesting inning here, as Fernandez is taking on the core of the lineup head on, and he'll give up a walk right here to Justin Morneau. His first walk of the game. And so it took 5 1/3. And so now 2 men on with 1 out. And here's Josh Willingham. And Willingham is in the perfect spot to hit a home run and tie this game up. That's essentially what he was brought to Minnesota to do. He'll get contact on the first one. It just goes in the wrong direction, fouls down the third base side. And some Twins fans on their feet. They know what time it is here. Check swing. That one was low. The umpire agrees. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss on the fastball. 1-2 count. You got Mauer on second. You got Morneau on first. And here's Willingham at the plate, looking to put something in the air and into the bleachers. That would be the quickest solution. Would be to tie this thing up. But the least that Willingham can do is at least put something into the grass for a hit. and get something going for the Twins. 2-2 count to Willingham. Weak hit, picked up by Fernandez. 1-4-3 double play, and nothing doing. And so, unfortunately for Twins fans, nothing happening in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to the top of the 7th. The Marlins still up 4-1.